What's up, everybody? It is March 1st, 2019, Friday. There has never been a Friday I didn't look forward to, and it's been a very long week. You ever have one of those just long and treacherous and fatiguing weeks? I'm sure you have. Maybe you're going through one right now. And I am very fatigued. Today was at work. It wasn't as bad. I'm on my lunch break, but I do got to go back for a few more hours. So the day is not over yet, but I can see the finish line for this week at least. And it's been pretty real, pretty tiring. I was so tired yesterday, and I actually slept pretty well. When you're that fatigued, your body just completely just knocks out, and you wake up a little bit more recovered. And but I am still tired. But first off, I was having some car issues. Now, I had an old Honda Civic, a 2003 Honda Civic, that to this day I ended up selling it, and I'll get into that in a second. And this car had over 172,000 miles. Now, Toyotas and Hondas, Japanese cars, are known to have very good lasting engines and pretty good cars in general. You can't say the same. I'm not here to rag on the other cars, but my whole life I've been driving Japanese and I haven't had any problems. So with the Honda Civic that I had 172K since I've had since I was like 23 years old. Yeah, and the interior was getting beat up, and a lot of other aesthetic things, but it ran well. I didn't have too many problems. Hardly any problems, just your standard stuff, your oil changes, the windshield wipers eventually. I got my brakes done when the pads were getting worn out, making sure the fluid levels are checked underneath the hood, just basic stuff like that, and good to go. Rotating your tires, changing your tires. And the reason why I got rid of it though was that I was very lucky enough. My father-in-law got another car, and he had an extra car, and it was a Honda, another Honda, the one I'm in right now, and it only had about 21,000 miles on it. And he's like, "You want it?" I was like, "Well, I don't like to take free stuff, and I try to, for my for the gratitude, I try to take them out to eat this and that, but it can't compare to getting a brand new, but a brand new used car. I know it sounds like an oxymoron, but a new car for me that's got 160,000 plus less miles than my old Honda. So anyway, the reason why I talk about all this car talk is the old Honda had no problems, and then this one, it's still running well, it's fine, but I've been getting a little bit more into cars, and I wanted to change the brake pads. And after I did that, everything's going good. But then all of a sudden, as I'm making a right turn, I keep hearing this little squeaking. Very frustrating. Had to take off the wheel again, and I had bought some disc brake quiet, and that seems to fix the problem. But the irony of the situation is, when I make a right turn, I'm not braking. I didn't touch anything. I only changed the brake pads. But I've heard ceramic pads can cause some type of squeaking. And so I just put some of that disc brake quiet on. And despite making a right turn and not braking, why was it squealing? I don't know. So I put that on, and long story short, it seemed to fix the problem, which is very strange. The Honda that I have, this Honda Fit, kind of like a Prius. It's a very bright car, but I'm not here to impress. It's a great car, but the actual jack point underneath the car is so low. So when I got my jack underneath there, one time it actually got stuck, and I'm not sure why. And after that happened, I had to get a scissor jack to raise it even higher, then to pull it out. This happened a couple weeks ago, so it was just a nightmare. One thing after another. And my garage is converted to a gym, but about a small portion of it to the right portion of it, I kept it kind of clear, just in case, like, eventually I replace my water heater and just other things like that. So the garage is not completely filled with gym equipment. So there is a small area, and I was able to squeeze my car in and do some car work on it. And the reason is because I didn't, I mean, I'll do oil changes back here, you know, but all my tools are over here, and I don't want to just go back and forth. But that was just a long week. It's just having to deal with that. You have a long day at work, and then you got to start working on the car. But now when I turn the wheel, it doesn't squeal. So hopefully that, you know, whatever I did fixed it. You know, I'm not a mechanic, but very strange. So that was pretty much it for that. Other than that, I'm starting to take, or tomorrow, me and my wife are taking our classes for my, I think we're taking we're doing a tour of the hospital. The hospital is actually right down the street right here, where she's going to be giving birth. And I have 2 classes, one on Saturday, one on Sunday. One tomorrow's from 9 to 1, and I think Sunday's on 9 to 1. And there's some like breathing Lamaze classes and some other ones. I don't know all the details, honestly. I'm not too enthused, but I'm here for the support, and it's good to know what's going on. I do have another like 3 doctor appointments that my wife and I'm gonna have to go to, that I want to go to meet the OBGYN and the pediatrician. So I got to take time off from work and do that while holding a full-time job, doing the channel, keeping the house nice and tidy. And what else has been going on? Oh, did you guys watch the Academy Awards? I am a movie buff. I mean, I have a pretty extensive, although I haven't added to it in a while, I have a fairly extensive DVD collection. I like to collect movies. I like all types of movies. How good a movie is subjective, obviously, but I didn't get to watch any of the movies that were nominated for Best Picture. I do want to see Green Book. I heard that was good. My sister said that was good. The Spike Lee one I heard was a little too political. And Roma, my coworker just said that he couldn't stand it. It was just, the favorite part of his movie was the rolling credits. He says it was that bad. I'm going to give that one maybe a try just because it's on Netflix. But yeah, Academy Award is always a little bit weird. I'm going off a little tangent, but correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't it true that the people that nominate for the movies, it's anonymous, I believe? And if it is, kind of like the Baseball Hall of Fame, where sports writers will cast a vote, but you don't know who it is. I don't like that. To me, that's very shady. Because someone could have a personal agenda against you or the movie, or let's say the baseball player like Barry Bonds, and they may not put you on the ballot, or they might not put the check mark by your name. And if it's anonymous, some people can abuse their power, and this can sway the actual poll. If you get, let's say, like in baseball, you have a certain percentage, 70% to get to the Hall of Fame. Well, if that one person gave you a crappy score and you finish at 69%, then that kind of sucks. Everyone's entitled to their opinion, that's fine, but it shouldn't be anonymous. Just like with the Hollywood, it should not be anonymous, because if someone doesn't like a certain movie, that's fine, but if their name is put on the ballot, guess what? You're going to have to justify and speak up and defend your reasoning as to why you thought this movie sucked. So, for instance, Forrest Gump it's not everyone's favorite movie, but it won Best Picture in '94. And for the most part, whether you love it or hate it, I mean, objectively, it's a decent movie, right? At the very least. So let's say someone said, "Nope, I don't even want it on the list of '94 at all." You gotta answer to it. So anyway, I'm not sure why I was going off on the Academy Award, just talking about that. But I do want to watch Rhapsody and the Green Book and Roma. I'm not sure. Did you guys watch the Academy Awards? Hollywood in general, just it's a little weird, especially with the whole Harvey Weinstein. It's just kind of like a cesspool, but I mean, I'll do another video on that. Anyway, it's been a long week. I'm gonna keep plugging away, keep going to work. Hopefully more videos to come. Also, I got like my CPR license. I have to get renewed every 2 years. So I need to go to that class as well. Baby's due in April. It's coming close. Oh, we also looked at a daycare yesterday, which we signed up for as a preliminary. So we're probably going to take her there at least once a week for now. That was a pretty cool experience, seeing all these little toddlers and babies. A couple of them were like waving at me and stuff. So it was a sight to be seen. But that's it. The video's too long. Let's end it right there. Talk to you later. Bye.